Alright, so here's the Yonder Westinghouse. This is the small floor fan version of their Riviera, I guess these are called, fan. And as you can see, there's still a lot of dust. This is one of the other sawdust motors. This one came with the yellow Sears, which we just got going. And the issue is two things with this. One of these is broken out, and you know, so that's going forever. And then this one here is cracked. However, it's not cracked all the way. Well, I can't show you that. Hold on. Not really sure that it's cracked all the way through. It certainly doesn't look pretty. You know, maybe a true epoxy would be better than super glue. What I'm using is the Gorilla Super Glue with the brusher, the dealie, and the whatever. And thanks for your $10. So that's the first part that I would like to repair just for safekeeping. Keep it a little sturdy as this fan comes apart and goes back together. And then there's the next part. Now this one's pretty beat, and there's a lot of this residue from the shop that it was in, just like the yellow Sears. You know, that one's kind of a mess if you watch the videos. But the other part of this repair, and the real point of it, is this side. We have an opening, and basically these fans have a carriage attached to this. There's just a bar here and a bar on the other side, and these rings are in two halves. This is all plastic. So what happened to this one is it got broken, and as you can see, this is basically broken off. Now I don't want to force it any farther, but there you go. Now the worry is that if I take this apart, come on, go back together, guy. If I take this apart and fix it off of the frame, then when I go to put it back on the frame, it might not fit. So I'm going to put some super glue underneath there on the surface that it meets together and glue it shut. The danger is that I could glue it to this thing and then it never comes off again. So maybe the smart thing to do would be to do it when it's apart. I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that. If there's more to this video, then I decided to just go ahead and do it. If there isn't, that means I have to wait until a time when I have the time to, you know, take this fan apart and get to it properly. So we'll see. I have to think about that. I'm going to think about it right now. Perhaps over a beer. Yeah, so I've made the decision. Because this goes all the way down where it needs to be glued back together, this is about 1/8 of an inch here, this is going to need to be done off of the frame, because if I'm not careful, I'm just going to glue this thing to this frame and then I'm screwed when I try to take it apart. So it looks like I'm going to have to take the chance, pull it all apart, and then fix the plastic. So I guess that's the plan. So that's the end of this video for now, and then once this thing is a little more dissected and taken apart, we'll come back to it and show you what's going on. So then the question is, gentlemen, what do you think? Should I use real epoxy for that broken slat back there and just kind of reinforce it? Or should I use the, is it okay, you think it's cool to use this stuff, you think that'll work? Let me know what you think, because that's a strange sort of repair, and I don't want to break it any worse than it is. So let me know what you think, and cool, thanks gentlemen, be good. Here's a closer look at Dust Buster number 2 here, and you can see, yikes man, it looks like snow. It's fucking hilarious. So I did get the back cover off. I was a little worried that it wasn't going to come off, but luckily this came right out of there, and as did the cord. The cord just runs through a little notch, as you can see. So that was actually easier than I thought it would be. It's not going to be particularly easy to get these rings off. They're not just held on the side here. There's also two things going on here. There's screws, and then there's plastic pins that's attached. So unless I'm able to get my big stupid fat hand in there, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get that out of there, which means this might not come apart at all. If it doesn't, then I'm just going to glue the glue stuff back that needs to be glued, and fuck it. But for now we're trying. I might stop here for right now, because really some of this needs to be done outside because there's so much freaking sawdust still all over everything. So that's what it looks like. It's got the open motor. It's not the hexagonal motor, but it's from that era, I guess, as you call it. And so there you go. Yeah, still lots of crap on here. Wow, look at that. It's all caked up on there. Yeah, look at it, it's just falling through. Anyway, so that's what it looks like at the moment. And so yeah, we'll see what the next step is. But again, I think that it's either going to come apart or it isn't. And I'm either going to glue it, glue the rings back together on the thing or off the thing. We'll have to, only time will tell which is going to be. But thanks for watching. There's some of this little weird Westinghouse dealie. It might be a nice fan once it cleans all up. It's not going to look perfect because again, it's got a lot of that tar on it from the shop it was in. But there it is. If you have any thoughts on getting to these screws in the center there, let me know. Maybe one of those little tiny screwdrivers, but again, I'm just not even sure that my hand is actually going to fit in there. Yeah, there we go. So we'll see what happens with all that, and thanks for watching.